If you're looking for an intense Netflix drama to binge over the weekend, this may just be the show for you. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. The brand new Israeli thriller just hit Netflix. It's called Hit and Run. We're going to talk about it today. 9 episodes, each episode clocking in around an hour. So let's get into it. Spoiler free, of course. In this new action thriller, a happily married man's life is turned upside down when his wife is killed in a mysterious hit-and-run accident. Well, it's in the name. Grief-stricken and confused, he searches for his wife's killers who have fled to the United States with the help of an ex-lover. He uncovers disturbing truths about his beloved wife and the secrets she kept from him. Leo Raz plays the main character here, Segev, who was all of a sudden hit with the... It's not a pun. I swear it's not a pun, but he was hit by a wave of emotion because what happened to his wife was sudden and shocking, and there's really no explanation behind it in the first episode. And right off the bat, we get this tragedy. Not only is he having to deal with it, but those around him and his daughter. And that relationship carries us through the first episode. It's tragic, sad, heartbreaking to see. The way that scene was filmed, seeing everyone's reaction who saw it happen in the background. And that leads me to the main positive of this show, and that's the filmmaking. The show looks spectacular, whether it be the setting, the production design of everything that we get set in Israel. And this guy, he's just a driver. He's someone, and he says this in the first episode, who shouldn't be involved in something like this. Does anyone hate you that you know of? No, I'm just a guy who drives people around. But he's hit with this tragedy, and he's wanting to uncover the mystery behind it. And you get a little taste, a tidbit in the first episode, but as it unravels, some twists and turns along the way. Now, I will say, while the twists are a bit predictable in the first couple of episodes, and you could kind of see the direction it was going, it does something, and I won't say what, in the third act that caught me, personally, entirely off guard. And as it started to become more surprising, I started to feel almost the opposite of how I was feeling in the first few episodes. Again, I was connected to the characters, loved the story, but it was predictable. It started to go away from that, and it started to become a little bit more intriguing, I think is the right word, and that is credence to good storytelling and good writing. And that was really showcased in the final few episodes. Now, again, if you're looking to binge watch a show, it's 9 episodes, and each episode is a little bit more on the lengthy side. I binge watched it because I wanted to get this review out for you guys, but if you break it up in a way to where maybe 2 episodes at once, that way, as you get these new discoveries, you can sit on it for just a little bit and then get back to the show, back to those reveals. I have a feeling this could turn out to be one of the more surprising shows of the year, not only because all of the technical qualities that we talked about, but because of the characters. Segev and Naomi, they're kind of the focus here. It's up to them to discover all of these twists and turns along the way. And then you have Tali, who is just kind of on the other side of things, looking into it from a different perspective, trying to figure it out. And then, of course, the flashbacks to Danielle, who is a very interesting character because at first it all just seems so innocent, but the more that we get, the more that we dive in, exploring multiple timelines here, what's happening in the now, and then what's happening leading up to this. And we learn things as Segev learns things, and those discoveries become more entertaining, but also intriguing as we go. Characters like Tamir and Martin, and once we leave this setting, we go from Israel to the United States. The story almost starts to shift in tone just a bit. It gets more intense, not only because he's leaving his daughter behind, but also because he is having to do this. And there's almost this time crunch feel to it, even though there's not technically a time crunch, because he is on the ultimate mission. He also has training. He's kind of been there and done that in his life, even though he seems so innocent at the beginning. And even though he is this very intense person, there is this raw aspect to his character that, you know, the wave of emotion hits him at the beginning, and it's all so sudden, and you get to see all of these layers continue to be peeled back when he's first hit with the news, as he discovers what's actually going on. And the worst part for me, in terms of his character, not knowing anything at the beginning, just knowing that your wife was involved in this hit and run. But the question is, why? What led us to this point? And the answers, while at the beginning I wasn't entirely on board, they started to get a little bit less predictable, and that's when the story picked up for me. So again, predictability aside, and I think some will have pacing problems in terms of it being 9 episodes, each episode being a bit lengthier, I still think Hit and Run was a really nice surprise. A nice level of intensity to a show like this, especially on Netflix. And this may be the show for you guys to watch this weekend. So before I give you guys my score, I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you like these Netflix reviews and you want me to review more foreign content on the platform, be sure to drop your thumbs up down below. Hit and Run continues to build intensity until the final scene, and the series has a surprising amount of character depth. And the character of Segev is a fascinating one. Leo Raz does a fantastic job. I'm going in 80% for Season 1 of Hit and Run. Man, this was a really intense watch, and I love shows like this that keep you on your toes and give you compelling subplots and storylines, and the father-daughter relationship that they have to get through, and the father-daughter relationship trying to get through this tragedy. All right, guys, I've talked enough. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.